Hello, welcome to a new video. This is another really exciting one. Look behind me, look at all this storage. So we are, believe it or not, in my studio, my usual studio that has been my sewing room, my art studio, my study, everything. And now it's just my study and my art studio. So I'm gonna start getting in the habit of calling this my studio. I've been calling it my study, really, at home anyway, for a long time. So I thought I'd bring you along with me in the reorganising and resorting my new art studio. So things might be a little bit out of order for you at the moment. As you might have spotted, there's still a load of rolls of fabric in that corner. So I'm sort of filming this at the same time, or slightly overlapping the video you will have watched last week of me starting to sort out my new sewing room. So yeah, there's still a bit of a movement of things up to that room before I can do some of the sorting out of this room. Okay, if you're new here and wondering why I need a sewing room and an art studio, well, this is why. So here's my art desk. Okay, that box has only recently fallen upside down, but that's my little pathway to get round it. I bash into the mannequin every time. There is just clearly not enough space in here. So I'm beginning with this so that I can get past goal number one. This is so exciting. I cannot wait. It's been so claustrophobic in here. I have to say, I am really going to miss looking over at these shelves. They're just so pretty. Particularly this one with the pretty sparklies and danglies. I'm going to begin with filling some of these shelves. I'll show you why I'm quite desperate to do that, actually. This pile here is mainly sketchbooks, and I am dying to get those up on this shelf. Right, so I've got cartridge paper, paper for acrylic and oils, and then watercolour paper. But I think I've actually just decided to move that down a shelf because it's not the prettiest of things to look at, a whole bunch of sketchbooks on their side like that. So I think I might save this shelf that's on my eye line for maybe art supplies or something like that. That's going to be just a bit nicer, a bit nicer to look at. Yeah. And I've got a few A4 pads there as well, and I expect at some point they shall meet in the middle. This is going to be fun, trying to work out what's going on all the shelves. By the way, if you're new here, first of all, a very warm welcome, but I should also explain, I've been moving my sewing things that are to do with my sewing business, Threads of a Fairy Tale, up to its own room upstairs now that one of our kids has moved out, so we've got another room. So that's why everything is very chaotic at the moment. And if you're not new here, you will know that I'm not the tidiest of people in the world, and this room is normally in a mess, but it is, I have to, in my defense, it is particularly in a bigger mess than usual today. Yeah, and things are getting knocked off tables, there's rubbish everywhere. Yeah. So it'll be really nice to get this sorted. Yeah, really excited. So we are now at an angle you don't normally see for good reason. So I'm usually sitting there pointing this way. However, this is now the area I'm about to tackle. And we're all friends here, so, you know, let's just not pretend I'm the tidiest person in the world. This pile here, if you've been watching since January, you'll know that I had a good old sort out Well, that stuff is still sort of in limbo, waiting for Rain to check through that she doesn't want any of it, and some of it waiting for me to sell or use. Some of it shouldn't be there at all. This is the problem. You add to a pile, don't you? So that bag shouldn't be there. Undecided about that fabric. You know, there's things added. There's a dress there that needs to be put away. You know, stuff like that. But things are going to change a bit here because this whole section, hang on, let me move my keyboard and iPad. So whilst I was looking for these, because we needed some wire cutters for something or other recently, I managed to knock down that shoebox that was full of some of my jewellery making bits, so I need to tidy that up in a minute. But this chest of drawers that we've had for some time, I think I've talked about it before. I think it was my dad's when he was a kid. You know, it's definitely just post-war furniture. Then it became mine. It was red when I had it in my room, good old 80s red and white, and then I painted it purple and added these flower fairies when we had Rain. That's where we kept her clothes, and I still love it. But I'm going to just move it now to this side of the room where all the rolls of fabric used to be. We've still got one left because I'm going to sell that. I bought a bulk roll of lycra thinking I was going to make a load of waistbands with it. I didn't. I did make myself and Rain very cool swimming dresses to wear over the top of bikinis with it, but I'm not going to use that much, so that's going on Facebook Marketplace shortly. But yeah, that chest of drawers will fit in nicely here, and then that will hopefully sort of open up. I've already moved, I used to keep all the tutu net in a basket in that corner. That's now gone. I can get to the leather now easily, which I must do a project with soon. But first of all, I'm tackling this. Some of it's to go upstairs in the sewing room, some of it's to move onto the new open shelves. So I'm starting with this box, which is hang on, let me put you down a second. This is partly made journals. This one is fully made, actually. The rest are in progress. So I'm going to put them on the empty bookshelf. I'll just quickly show you the type of thing. So this one says Once Upon a Time. So obviously a fairy tale theme. And inside I've sewn in lots of fairy tale themed pages and done a lot of pockets and stuff. I do a lot of journaling and writing and different types of journal, so I might sell it or I might use it. Oh, you're such a handsome, beautiful water. Hello, I'm just interrupting this video because Halloween is coming soon. If you would like to buy a sustainable outfit handmade by yours truly, then please take a look at my website threadsofafairytale.com, and hopefully you'll find something you like there. Thank you. By the way, this is probably only for those in the UK and possibly Europe, but further afield it might not come in time. I don't want to guarantee it. It might do, but it might not. So just be aware of that. And of course, the link is below. So I now have some empty storage boxes. They mainly had lace in, which is now in the drawers upstairs. And up here, because I want to move the chest of drawers, I need to move these bits and bobs around here first. And this box, which is spilled over to here, is like duplicates of art supplies that I've already got that I know I will use again. So they, instead of being in an ugly cardboard box, I'm just about to pop them into there. You helping, darling? Yes! I've just realised this is all sewing stuff on it. Sewing mannequins and things. So I will find a use for this upstairs after all. So folks, I don't know if you remember, if you were around back then, but a few years ago I brought out all of my paper crafting things out of my art studio to create more space up there. It hasn't really worked out. I bought this unit, we are now down in the basement. The lighting is awful, and I think I did one project down here, and the rest of the time I just pull things out and take it back upstairs. Even though there's a table here, it ends up covered in stuff always, and Jude's actually been using it, oh hello Merlin, for her embroidery machine. So now I have got the space. This is my card making bits and pieces. Okay, well I'd actually forgotten this. The top shelf, the top drawer is now full of folders of papers and documents that I didn't want to throw away. We've got an old copy of a book. I can't tell which one that is. I think there's a couple of those in here. We've got all of my rejection letters from agents and publishers. That's in a folder in there as well, I think. So that's actually gotta find a home elsewhere if we're going to get rid of this, because I think we probably will. I think Chris wants the space down here for more of his bits, which is fair enough. I take up enough of the house. So actually, so it's only one drawer of stuff to go up. That's fine. I can definitely find homes for that. But I do have, I've got a lot of paraphernalia from when I was doing festival stalls. So that's all my little bits. That's my hair garlands, that's my jewellery. I've got a very cool jewellery stand here. And then we've got some things like bundles of ivy in there, along with hip belts and some smaller things to sell. I can't remember what's in that one. But yeah, and we've got the mannequin as well that I used to take to festival stalls, but Rain wants that, so that's fine. Oh, we've got some fairy wings as well. Oh, I might put those up just as a round, as a decoration. Anyway, I'm getting a bit distracted. None of that is coming up, but there is a Tupperware, a very large Tupperware box there of pyrography things from when I used to sell gifts I'd drawn pyrography on. So I think I want to bring that up. Oh look, we've got some more like vintage papers and paper I've tea stained here. So and there's more in that cupboard as well, old maps and things to do with journal making. Yep, that's all got to come back up. Quite excited for that. I think I'll also bring up the wooden boxes. These are the things that are ready to sell. I've got some, well, perhaps I'll show you when I get them down. And if you're not sure, I'm talking about pyrography. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, I do burning on wood. Can you see that? I'm not sure if you can. We've got a fairy and some flowers there on that box. Anyway, it's that sort of thing. Hello, good morning. Actually no, good afternoon, or whatever it is where you are. I've just got back from having a little look around Somerset artworks, art weeks, with a couple of friends this time. So I can't believe it's been a whole year since the last video I did about this. So if you're interested in seeing studios and art exhibitions, you might like to check out that video, because I'm afraid, partly because I was with friends this time, I wasn't on my own, I didn't film very much at all while we were out, because we were just so busy chatting and talking to each other. Plus I feel awkward, obviously, vlogging with friends. I'm not even sure they know I do a YouTube channel, I'll be honest. Anyway, I've just got a couple of clips. We did 4 venues, and the first one was Richard, oh no, I'm gonna forget his surname. Richard, I feel like it's Richard Turner. I'm sure it's Richard Turner, who paints with pastels. And I actually bought an original piece of art from him. I sort of thought I'd give myself an early Christmas present. I haven't collected it because obviously it's still on display for another day. I'll collect it next week sometime and show you, but it was quite an impulsive purchase, but I'm really glad I did. I know that if I hadn't have done, I would have regretted it, so I know it's a right decision. So I bought that piece of art just from the first place we went to, so that was really cool. And then we went to Somerset Crafts at the Avalon in West Hay, I can't remember, at the Avalon Marshes Centre, something like that. That's where the Pete Moores Centre used to be, where they used to have an Iron Age sort of area which we visited years ago. Anyway, that's me going on a tangent. I don't think they had anything in particularly special for Arts Week actually, but they had several artists in there which I didn't have a chance to properly look around because we had a very nice hot chocolate and peanut butter and chocolate brownie there. But they did amazing lunches and everything, so definitely one to remember for the future. So then we met a guy called Nick. His business is called A Load of Old Scrap and he makes sculptures out of scrap metals and old cutlery and that sort of thing. His work was definitely sort of very elevated, very sort of much more cut above the rest sort of thing. So that was really fascinating. And then we saw a printmaker called Jackie Curtis at Bordrip, which is near towards Bridgewater. So I've never done any of these places before, so that was really fascinating to go somewhere new, and it was so nice to look around with friends as well. It means I've got more, they're a bit more outgoing than me, so they chat to the artist, so I join in. So that was really nice. I hope we can do that again next year. But yeah, Jackie Curtis was really really nice. I was so impressed with her prints. I just bought a card that I think I will take out and frame, and we might be doing a workshop with her as well, which will be really fun. I hope we do manage to get that together. Yeah, I just find it fascinating looking around at other people's studios, and I think they're so brave and welcoming. You know, it's so nice to let us in to their, usually into their homes or parts of their homes, to have a look around, which is, yeah, really nice. I feel all inspired and creative now. I've had enough of wallpapering and lugging rolls of fabric and around. I just want to actually just get on with some actual art and sewing and that sort of thing, which I feel like I haven't done in ages now. So there we are, my little update for today. So I am aware that we are kind of nowhere near done in this room yet, but the video is getting quite long, so I thought I'd just split it up and continue next week. I hope you don't mind. I am trying to get videos up a little more frequently than weekly now, so hopefully you won't have to wait too long until the next one. Take care everybody, I hope you're all well, and please share the link with anybody you know who might enjoy watching this channel as well. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye!